Nah, but let me take you back to when I first got feed-in braids. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt so good about myself. So strong and powerful. It was literally one of the first times in my life where I felt truly beautiful. Like I was wearing a crown of gold on my head.
Go on, Karen.
Yeah, I remember the first day I went to school in an afro because I was scared to do that for such a long time. And when I was combing it out, I was so amazed about how big I managed to get my hair. I was actually shocked by the volume.
I'm trying to be like you, but wait. I remember when my mum used to do my hair after I fell asleep and do cane rows. I'd wake up and have fresh hair. I remember the pins and needles creeping up my legs from sitting for hours. So waking up to find my mum had cane rowed my hair in my sleep was my favourite thing. Fresh hair and no pain. I went to school ready to go.
Yes!
Alright, so listen, yeah. Throwback to the moment where I realised I could do my hair myself. For me, it was that time where I finally realised I could do it just like my mum. I felt independent, like I had unlocked a new power.
I felt like a Black Panther.
I felt elated.
My locks gave me a whole new sense of power.
I felt like the epitome of elegance and style.
And engraved within each braid was a newfound sense of confidence.
But then I got to the school gates.
Why is your hair so dry?
Can I touch it? How did your hair grow so fast?
Why don't you straighten it? You'd look so much prettier.
Black girls don't have straight hair. I can tell it's not yours.
And then I got to geography.
Isn't it heavy?
How do you wash it?
Your hair looks like ropes.
It looks like candy floss.
Your hair is so nappy.
And then I got to maths.
Is that your real hair?
Why don't you just brush it? That hairband is struggling.
Are you bald under that wig?
Do you take your braids off at night?
Your hair kind of looks like pubes.
Black hair is so ugly.
Your hair is so curly. What are you mixed with?
And then I got to my form room. And my form teacher saw my hair. And she turned around to me and said,
Office.
Uniform code violation. My fresh braids were not professional enough or neat enough. As recently as December 2018, Azaria Katiann threatened to expel a pupil for her Bantu knots.
I know half of you don't know what they are.
So essentially, Bantu knots are small sections of afro hair twisted around each other until they lock. Appropriators call them mini buns.
Uniform code violation. My afro was unkempt, messy, and distracting. Most recently, Ruby Williams came out of a 3-year legal battle with her school in Hackney, where she had been repeatedly sent home because her natural afro hair was deemed to be against uniform code.
Uniform code violation. My cranios were too trendy, too severe. In September 2017, Fulham Boys School put 12-year-old Chikazea Flanders in isolation for his dreadlocks, a style honouring his Rastafarian religion. His mother was told by the head teacher that if she didn't cut off his dreadlocks, he would be expelled. Nearly 20% of parents say that their children have had a bad or very bad experience at school with their Afro-textured hair and identity.
We don't have statistics on how much of our time is wasted in school by complying with racist dress codes, but it's happened to every single one of us.
And we don't know how many lessons are missed and how many young black students are punished and excluded for wearing their hair naturally or in protective styles. But we've all experienced it.
We don't have the data for how the comments our teachers make to us affect our self-esteem, our self-worth. But we know how we feel when we walk into school, and we know how we feel when we walk out.
As though we're in an exhibit in a zoo instead of students in school.
Worrying about comments from classmates, teachers, even head teachers.
Having a head of year stop the whole lesson to tell us in front of everybody that we have to fix our hair.
Missing breakfast or even missing out on sleep in an attempt to do my hair in a way that will fit the Eurocentric standards of neatness.
Hours of anxiety, hours of insecurity, hours of learning how to hate our hair instead of learning what's actually on the curriculum.
Having hours stolen from our education.
It doesn't have to be this way.
We want to celebrate the beauty and versatility of Afro hair in all its forms.
to encourage young black people to embrace their natural hair,
to reduce the over-policing of young black students in the education system,
to destigmatize natural hair and reclaim our kinks and curls as professionals, helping us reduce the anxiety and self-consciousness that follows us from school to the workplace.
We want to change the language in school policy.
We want schools to explicitly embrace and celebrate natural Afro-textured hair and the intricate and beautiful styles used to protect it.
Our hair is our strength, not your inconvenience.
We want black students to be able to go to school and know they won't be bombarded with backhanded comments or sent to the back of the classroom or even expelled because of their hair. We want them to feel safe and know that they are protected by a policy made to celebrate them.
No black student should be made to feel inadequate, and no black student should be treated any differently because of their haircut or hairstyle.
But here's the thing. Hair discrimination is actually illegal under the Equalities Act of 2010 and enforced by the Equality and Human Rights Commission. And yet, if you couldn't tell from all our stories, it happens all the time. Battling school dress codes is part of our life. Significant barriers still remain around understanding, implementation, and enforcement.
That's where we, Crown the Code, come in.
We're going to be working with schools and academy chains to encourage them to include an anti-racist hair clause within their dress codes, which explicitly permits all pupils and staff to maintain natural hairstyles and traditional hairstyles that are associated with their racial, ethnic, and cultural identities.
We'll begin by working with leading academics and lawyers to get the language just right, so that we're not only fighting to get rid of racist dress codes, but to institute progressive, inclusive, anti-racist uniform policies that demonstrate how much Black lives matter at school.
Together, we're going to work with head teachers to make sure that they respect or at least obey the hard-won rights that we have earned.
We are going to work exclusively with the EHRC to make changes to the guidelines.
Because schools need to stop trying their luck. They have policies that break the law because they know how difficult and expensive it is to challenge them in court.
That's why we are also going to work. That's why we are also going to work with the EHRC to ensure that they update their guidance to make it clear beyond a shadow of a doubt that black hair is protected from discrimination by existing law. End of discussion. Now this is a big fight, so we plan on coming correct. We have some incredible national partners in mind. We can't tell you who they are just yet, but trust me, they'll be worth the wait.
So Helen, we need your help. Will you send a letter to the EHRC asking for them to schedule a meeting with us to open up a dialogue about updating their guidance around hair and race? And once we've established the best practice language for all schools to adopt, we ask you to write to every head teacher in your constituency, asking them to integrate this into a new, inclusive uniform code.
My hair is my identity. It's not against the rules.
My hair is my strength. It is not unkempt.
My hair is my freedom. It is not yours to enslave.
My hair is my pride. It is not yours to comment on or control.
My hair is my culture. It is not too distracting, too messy, or too unkempt.
My crown is my own. You are letting it interfere with my education.
Not anymore.
We are
Crown the Code.
Thank you.